Jai Prahar everyone. As you all know, living things are basically of two types, which are plants and animals. What makes this plants and animals living thing? Can anyone tell me? Plants and animals are living thing because they have these 5 characteristics: reproduction, locomotion, nutrition, respiration, and the last one is growth. Out of this, nutrition is one of the very important topic. Plants and animals both requires nutrition to develop and to perform reproduction, growth, locomotion. For all these things they require energy, and energy comes from the nutrition which they take in. So the first thing which we need to understand is, what is nutrition? Nutrition is the process by which food is taken in by an organism and used by its body. Now what do you mean by this? When we have an apple, we take the first bite. What we do is we chew it. Chew it means we are breaking it. We are breaking the food into smaller particles, and when it goes inside our body, it further breaks down. And when it breaks down, it gives us nutrition to perform various activities. I hope this much is cleared. Now, nutrition in plant are basically of two types. The first one is autotrophic and the second one is heterotrophic. In today's video, we'll be studying about autotrophic mode of nutrition in detail. So let's start. Autotrophic mode of nutrition. In plants. The word itself speaks wonders. Auto. Auto means self, whereas trophic means nutrition. Those plants which produce nutrition by themselves are called as autotrophic, self-producing nutrition. Now these autotrophs are mainly green plants. The green plants produce the food on their own by a very common process which is called as photosynthesis. Here, photo means light and synthesis means to put together, or you can say to produce something. Photosynthesis takes place only in green plants. So let us first see what is photosynthesis. Now let us see what is exactly photosynthesis. The first thing which is need to be present here for a plant to undergo photosynthesis is sunlight. Sunlight, as you all know, that we inhale oxygen and give out carbon dioxide. So where this carbon dioxide exactly goes? This carbon dioxide goes in the plant. So the second most important thing after light which is needed, which is required for the photosynthesis, is carbon dioxide. The short form of carbon dioxide is CO2. The third most important thing which is required for the plant to undergo photosynthesis is water. We know that the soil consists of water. The water is present here. This water is absorbed by the roots through the xylem to different parts of the leaf. We know that almost all the leaves of the plant is green in color. Why it is green? Why it is not purple, pink, orange, brown, yellow, black, blue? Why it is not like that? Reason behind is that there is a green color pigment present in the leaves which makes the leaf look green in color. So what is that? That is nothing but chlorophyll. Let me just write water also. So these are the four things which are required for the photosynthesis. First is light, chlorophyll, carbon dioxide and water. In this process, when the carbon dioxide goes inside the leaf, the chlorophyll is already present, the light is falling, the water is reaching the leaf with the help of xylem. Due to the interaction of all these four things, what happens? Sugar and oxygen is produced. The sugar is produced in the leaves, and that sugar helps in the plant to grow. That sugar is passed into different parts of the plant with the help of phloem. And the oxygen which is produced is given out and is used by all the living animals like human being as well. So this is all about the photosynthesis. So now we'll write a reaction which will make you understand this whole process of photosynthesis in a better manner. First thing, what I told you, what is required? The first thing which is needed for photosynthesis is carbon dioxide. Along with that, water is also needed. In the presence of sunlight, and what is very important in the leaf? The chlorophyll. When all these four things are present, what is given? Sugar plus oxygen. If you see the leaf consists of chlorophyll. Fully it is green in color. If you look the structure, this is the epidermis. Here you will find such elongated structures. This elongated structure is nothing but the chloroplast. Plast means plastic. What is the use of the plastic? Plastic is used to keep something preserved. The same thing, the chloroplast helps in preserving the chlorophyll. So the light which is falling on the plant is absorbed by the chlorophyll in the leaf. Now to see the importance of chlorophyll in the photosynthesis, I will explain you a very simple example. What you have to do is, you have to take a coleus leaf. Coleus is a variegated leaf. Variegated means it is made up of two colors. It can be white and green, it can be pink and green, it can be purplish pink and green. So this is how the coleus is found. If you take this coleus leaf, what you have to do is, you have to take a beaker full of water on a stand and boil the water. After boiling the water, place the leaf in this water for about 2 minutes to soften the leaf. After that, what you have to do? Take the leaf out and put it in a test tube about 3/4 full with alcohol. Place this test tube in very hot water for about 10 minutes. As alcohol warms up, it will remove the chlorophyll from the leaf and make it almost colorless. Take the leaf out and add 4 drops of iodine solution on its surface. If not 4 drops, you can take that 4 drops and simply dip the leaf inside the iodine solution. What you will observe here is, on adding the iodine solution, the colorless portion shows no change, whereas the green portion turns blue-black. We can say that wherever the chlorophyll is present, only there the starch is present, whereas the colorless part of the leaf is without starch, and therefore the leaf without the chlorophyll cannot undergo photosynthesis. Now we will see how the carbon dioxide is taken in inside the plant. If you see here, this is the diagram of stomata. Now where is the stomata present? If you look over here, this is the leaf which is having this glossy green color. Below this, if I'll turn this, you will find this is not at all glossy. This is the lower part of the leaf, or you can say the lower surface of the leaf. Now as I'm cutting this leaf into two, you will find a transparent layer of the leaf can be seen. This transparent layer is called as epidermis. Now when you see this epidermis under the microscope, this is what you will find. This small circular structure which is present on the lower epidermis is called as stomata. Now what is stomata? Each stomata is bounded by two half moon shaped guard cells. These guard cells regulate the opening and closing of the stomata. This guard cell, when come together, it closes the stomata, whereas when it goes a bit away, it opens the stomata. So the whole process of opening and closing the stomata depends upon the guard cell. Now when the stomata opens, when there is enough light and water, the guard cell swells up and curves away from each other, thus opening the stomata. This allows carbon dioxide to enter the cells of the leaf. Whereas during the night time, where the light is negligible, there is no light at all, when the water is less, what happens? The guard cell shrinks and the stomata closes, and at that time the carbon dioxide is not taken in by the plant. Now we'll see the process of taking in of water. The root system of plant enables them to obtain water from the soil. The root system consists of a main or primary root, rootlets, or secondary roots and root hair. If you look over here, the structure of root. This is the soil. This structure, this pointy structure, is called as primary root. From this primary root, whichever root comes out is called as secondary root. Now if you see this root under the microscope, you will find very small and fine hair-like structure. This hair-like structure is called as root hair. Root hair increases the surface area of root and are found in great number near the tip of the root. As I've drawn over here, you can see wherever the root ends, on that tip you will find maximum root hair, whereas it is also present in other parts of the root but in less number. Water and soluble nutrients are transported from roots to other part of the plant through structure called xylem. The sugar formed as a result of photosynthesis is transported to various parts of the plant by structures called phloem. All those plants which are autotrophs and which can produce their own food undergoes this overall process to make their own food.